You stand on the bridge of the Vengeance. The name feels right. It settles in your bones like the hum of the recycler. For 200 years, your people were trapped. The progenitors, your great allies, left you. They sealed the hyperlanes. They left you stranded in the Sol system. They left you to the silence. A final, panicked message was all they gave, an apology wrapped in fear. Then the barrier went up, a cage around your home. They expected you to perish. They thought the silence would consume Earth, a final, tidy end to their human problem. You were too loud, too ambitious, too different. So they ran. They left you to die. But you did not die. You learned, you fought, you adapted. Now the barrier is down, not by their grace, by your will, your science, your sheer, unending stubbornness. The Vengeance is the first ship out, the very first in 2 centuries. It is not a pretty ship. There are no graceful lines, no gleaming white hull. It is a block of armored plate and engines, a hammer forged in desperation, and you are its master. A soft chime breaks the quiet hum of the bridge. It is your communications officer. Her name is Anya. Her face is calm. Everything about your crew is calm. They were born in the struggle. "Commander," she says. Her voice is even. "I have something." It's strange. You walk toward her station. The deck plates vibrate with power. "Define strange," you say. Anya points to a cascading waterfall of data. "It's a signal. Old Progenitor Alliance code, the kind they stopped using before the fall." You lean closer. The signal is faint, degraded by time and distance, but it is unmistakable. A distress beacon. "Where is it coming from?" you ask. Anya isolates the vector. She projects it onto the main view screen. A star system appears in glowing green wireframe. Epsilon Eridani, a name from history books, a system they abandoned long ago. You look at the flashing red icon, a call for help, from the very people who left you in darkness. A bitter laugh escapes your lips. It is a quiet, humorless sound. "They call for help," you murmur. A nearby officer looks over. His knuckles are white on his console. The whole bridge is listening, waiting. "After all this time," you continue, "they want help." Anya looks up at you. Her eyes ask the question for everyone. You feel the weight of 200 years of silence, of struggle, of watching your people refuse to break. You think of the progenitors, so elegant, so powerful, so quick to run. Your decision is simple. It was made generations ago. "Take us there," you say. Your voice is cold iron. "Maximum burn. Let's see who remembered how to fight." The transit is not like their travel. The old progenitor ships would glide through the void. They bent space like artists. Your method is different. You punch a hole through it. There is a lurch, a feeling of immense pressure, then a violent release. It feels like a controlled explosion. Because that is exactly what it is. You did not have their elegant science. You had physics and desperation. You arrive in the Epsilon Eridani system. The view screen shimmers. It clears to reveal a nightmare. This is not an empty system. It is a graveyard. Hundreds of ships drift in the black. They are shattered, torn apart. Great gaping wounds mar their once perfect hulls. These are progenitor vessels, an entire fleet lost and forgotten. The sight should be shocking. It should inspire awe or fear. To you, it is merely data. Your tactical officer speaks. His name is Kale. His voice is a low rumble. "Analysis confirms the wrecks are progenitor.
Their energy signatures are dead. They have been for centuries. Kale's face is scarred, a relic of the early skirmishes against the Simons' probes. He does not flinch from the sight of this dead fleet. The weapon signatures are mixed. Progenitor energy weapons. And something else. Something we don't have in the database. The silence. This is what they ran from. This is the enemy that broke their grand fleets. You look at the destruction. The progenitors fought with focused lances of light. The other damage is different. It looks like the ships were dissolved, peeled apart layer by layer. They lost. You say softly, they lost badly. Your executive officer, Lena, stands beside you. She is small, but her presence fills the space around her. They were overconfident, she says. Their ships were designed for ceremonies, not for war. She gestures to the view screen. Look at that one. The flagship, all fins and filigree. It's like they wanted to look pretty for their killer. You almost smile at that. Lena's humor is as dry as reactor coolant. It is a welcome sound on the quiet bridge. The Vengeance glides through the wreckage. Your ship is a shadow among ghosts. It is ugly. It is scarred from its own battles, but it is whole. That is more than these golden ships can say. The crew works with quiet efficiency. No one gasps, no one shouts an alarm. They document the wreckage. They analyze the energy traces. They were born in a world at war. This graveyard is just another battlefield. To them, it is a history lesson. A lesson on what not to do. You watch them work. A surge of pride cuts through your cold focus. These are the children of Earth, the survivors, the ones who adapted. Kale's voice cuts through the quiet again.
Commander, the distress signal. It's not coming from any of these wrecks. You turn to him. Where is it coming from then? He manipulates his console. The main view screen zooms past the shattered fleet. It focuses on a small, insignificant moon. It orbits the system's second planet. The targeting systems are cycling, but they are not firing. It is a guard dog, a loyal machine still on duty, protecting a worthless piece of real estate. The distress beacon is coming from beneath that shield, a repeating loop of code, a call for help from a place no one should be. The progenitors were not sentimental, you think aloud. They did not waste resources protecting empty rocks. Lena nods in agreement. Every action they took was for a purpose, usually for their own benefit. She crosses her arms. So the question is simple. What is on that moon that is worth protecting for 200 years? It is a puzzle, a strange, illogical inheritance. A junior officer at the science station chuckles softly. You look over. He immediately stiffens. Report, you say, your voice firm but not unkind. The young man swallows. Apologies, Commander. I was just thinking.
Maybe they left behind their favorite museum.
You raise an eyebrow.
Or a really comfortable chair,
Lena adds, her face perfectly straight. The tension on the bridge breaks for a moment. A few quiet chuckles ripple through the crew. It is good. Laughter is a weapon they never had. You turn your attention back to the screen. The shielded moon waits. The silent graveyard surrounds you. Something is wrong with this picture. Something is missing. The progenitors were many things, but they were not subtle. If they wanted to hide something, they would move a star. They would not put up a simple shield. This felt different. This felt desperate. Before you can give an order, a new alert flashes. It is sharp, urgent. Commander, Kale shouts. New contact, a spatial distortion. It is not one of ours. A point in space near the system's edge begins to shimmer. It twists, it tears open. But this is no violent punch like your own warp drives. This is an elegant, silent incision. Space parts like a curtain of black velvet. A ship emerges. It is long and sleek, white and gold. It looks like a drawn blade. It radiates power and arrogance. A progenitor vessel. And it is brand new. Not a ghost,
not a wreck. It is alive and hostile. The ship, the luminous will, glides into the system. It ignores the graveyard of its brothers. Its attention is entirely on you, on the ugly, scarred ship that does not belong. "They are hailing us," Anya reports. Her voice is tight, standard progenitor diplomatic channel. You nod, put them on screen. The face of a progenitor captain appears. He is a Cygnian, tall, with features reminiscent of a great bird of prey. His eyes are intelligent, ancient, and filled with utter contempt. He looks at you, at your human face, and his expression freezes. It is a perfect mask of disbelief and disgust. "It cannot be," the Cygnian says. His voice is a silken whisper that grates on your ears. "The remnant, the lost ones." He looks around your bridge. He sees the human crew. He sees their calm, steady faces. He sees their scars. "How did you survive?" he asks. There is no concern in his voice, only a cold academic curiosity, as if he is studying a microbe that should have died in the petri dish. You give him a slow, deliberate smile. It does not reach your eyes. "We are not the lost ones," you say. Your voice is broadcast across the void, clear, strong, defiant. "We are humanity, and you are trespassing in our space." His perfect face twitches, flicker of anger. "Your space? This system is under charter of the Progenitor Alliance. You are a failed experiment, a footnote in a history you could not comprehend." Lena leans toward you. "Commander," she whispers. "His ship is powering weapons. They are subtle about it, but they are preparing to fire." You do not take your eyes off the Cygnian captain. You knew this would happen. You planned for it. "He wants to know how we survived," you say to Lena, loud enough for the comms to pick it up. "He wants to know how we broke the barrier." You look directly into the Cygnian's eyes on the screen. "You have questions, Captain?" You pause, letting the silence hang. He sneers. "I am Captain Valerius of the Luminous Will, and you will answer to me." You nod slowly. "Valerius, you want to know our secret, the great mystery of our survival?" He says nothing. He simply waits, dripping with arrogance. "The answer is simple," you say. You lean forward. "We adapted." Captain Valerius dismisses your words with a wave of his slender hand. His arrogance is a physical presence. It feels like a pressure on the bridge of your ship. "Your adaptation is irrelevant," he declares. His voice is laced with cold authority. "This system, and everything within it, is the sovereign territory of the Progenitor Alliance. That is our law." He gestures to the shielded moon on the tactical display. "That anomaly is an artifact of our heritage. It is not for primitives to tamper with." His eyes narrow. They are like chips of black ice. "You will stand down your vessel. You will power down your engines and your weapons. You will prepare to be boarded." A murmur ripples through your crew, not of fear, of anger. You can feel it coiling in the air, the quiet fury of a people who have been underestimated for too long. "Boarded?" you repeat. You let a note of false confusion enter your voice. "For what purpose, Captain Valerius?" "For debriefing," he says, as if explaining something to a child. "And for quarantine. Your existence is an anomaly, a contamination. It must be studied, and it must be contained." Quarantine. He calls you a disease. After his people left you to be consumed by one. The irony is so thick you could choke on it. You look at Lena. Her hand is no longer hovering over the tactical display. It is resting on the activation panel for your primary weapon systems. Her expression is a placid mask hiding a desire for violence. Kale's voice is a low growl in your ear. "Commander, their weapon ports are open. They have a full firing solution locked on our reactor core." You look back at the screen, at the smug, confident face of Valerius. He believes this is over. He believes he has won. He is a relic, a fossil from an era of unchallenged power. He does not understand the new universe he has entered. He does not understand you. You take a slow breath. You let the silence stretch. You let him savor his imagined victory. You can see him preparing his next command, the order to fire if you do not comply. He opens his mouth to speak, but you are faster. No, you say. The word is quiet, but it cuts through the tension on the bridge like a surgeon's blade. It echoes across the void to the luminous will. It is a simple, absolute, and final answer. Valerius freezes. He looks genuinely shocked. He blinks, his bird-like features tightening in disbelief. "What did you say?" he asks. His voice has lost some of its silken quality. It is now hard, brittle. "I said no," you repeat. You stand up straighter. You are the commander of the vengeance. You are the will of every human who refused to give up. We will not stand down. We will not be boarded. And we will not be your science experiment. A dark fury enters the progenitor's eyes. "You dare?" he hisses. "Your primitive vessel cannot challenge the might of the luminous will. You have one chance to reconsider this foolish rebellion." He is trying to regain control, trying to reassert the the order where humanity knew its place. But that order is dead. It died in the fire and the silence. You killed it yourselves when you built this ship. You look at his perfect, arrogant face on the view screen. You let a small, cold smile touch your lips. It is the first genuine smile you have shown him, and it is terrifying. "You left us to die," you say. Your voice is calm. It is the voice of history delivering a verdict. You thought silence and fire would be our end. You ran from the dark and you locked the door behind you. You take a step closer to the screen. Your eyes lock with his. "You taught us a valuable lesson, Valerius. The most important lesson of all." He stares, mesmerized by your audacity. He does not understand what is happening. He is a creature of rules and traditions. You are a creature of survival. Survival, you say, letting the word hang in the air, is not given, it is taken. You turn to your tactical officer, Kale. "Show him."